Okay, y'all. So we are back and we are going to talk about factoring binomials. This is the take out, factor out process. What we're going to do is this is when we have two terms. Okay, so um, we have 3b squared minus 6b. So we have some steps that go with this. And we have to determine what both terms in the binomial have in common. So the greatest common factor. So in this one, this one has a 3b squared and a 6b, okay? So both of those have a 3 in common and they both have a b in common. So in this case, they both have a 3b in common, okay? And so we've determined that, so we have to divide both of those terms in the binomial by that greatest common factor. So we draw a line and we divide them both by 3b, okay? When we do that, we take that 3b and we put it on the outside of the parentheses, okay? All right? And what happens is each quotient of each term goes inside the parentheses. So when we divide 3 by 3, that's just a 1, right? So we just make that a big 1. And if you remember from dividing exponents, we have a b squared divided by b1. So 2 minus 1 is just a b, okay? And then I have a b over b is just a 1, right? We're just going to be a big 1. And then negative 6 divided by 3, let's go to our calculator. Let's do Control Doc, add us a calculator page. All right, negative 6 divided by 3, our calculator tells us that's a negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to put a negative 2 here. All right. All right, so, and then you can check to see if this matches. You would have to, if you want to graph it, you can. You would have to graph 3x squared minus 3x for this one, and then this one you would have to graph 3x times x minus 2. So let's do that, okay? Let's go to a graph page. Actually, let's don't do that. Let's say add a problem doc, insert problem. Let's add a graph page. That was 3x squared was our original problem minus 6x, because you can't graph a b on here. You have to graph x. You only have x's and y's on your coordinate plane. On top of that, we're going to hit tab and we're going to graph what our answer was, which was 3b, but instead of a b, we're going to put an x, have in our parentheses, and then x minus 2. Okay, we're just replacing that b with an x. What do I have to put here? I might have to put a multiplication sign here. There we go. Yes, I have to put a multiplication sign there. Remember, I told you that these calculators are smart, but they don't understand implied multiplication a lot of times. All right, so Control T. I look at my table and just double check. It looks like it's perfect, but you know what? I'm double checking my table, and my y values are up both the same, so I know I'm good. Okay. All right, so let's practice some of these. Hang on. All right, so we have, let's see, we have negative 12a squared plus 27. Okay, so we don't have but just one a term here. We have an a squared term here, and there's no a in the 27. So we need to know what our greatest common factor is between negative 12 and 27. Now, your calculator will do some tricks for you. I can show you. So let's do Control Doc. Let's get a calculator page. If you do menu, number, and greatest common divisor, okay, and you do, say, 12, I think maybe a negative 12. I think it'll do a negative. We'll see. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. And what was it, 27? All right, and you hit enter. The greatest common divisor or the greatest common factor is going to be 3. Okay, so we know that we can factor out a 3 out of each one of those. All right, so we divide that by 3, and so we take out a 3. So that goes on the outside of the parentheses. And so each one of these become an expression that we have to simplify, right? So negative 12 divided by 3, negative 12 divided by 3. Gosh, that just thing doesn't like me. Negative 12 divided by 3 is a negative 4. So this would be a negative 4a squared. And this is 27 divided by 3. So 27 divided by 3 is a 9. So that's plus 9. Okay? And that's our answer. That's just that easy. Okay? I know it sounds easier whenever I'm doing it. Okay? So let's do this again. We have 3m to the 4th power, 75m squared. Okay? Now, let's see what our greatest common factor is of 3 and 75. Let's see. That was menu, number, greatest common divisor. We have to do a 3, comma, 75. I bet it's going to be 3. Yeah. Because if you think about quarters, 3 quarters makes 75 cents, right? All right, so we know that we have a 3 for sure, okay? All right. And then, this says we have 4 m's, right? It's m times m times m times m, right? And this is m times m. So I have m squared here. I can take out an m squared over here, right? And I can definitely take it out here and have some left over, okay? So my greatest common factor of these two terms is 3m squared, all right? So now I treat each one of these expressions. I need to simplify each one of them. So remember 3 divided by 3 is just that 1. And remembering your division rule, m to the 4th divided by m to the 2nd, so 4 minus 2, this would be m to the 2nd power, all right? And then 75 divided by 3, what we have to take care of here, let's go over here. 75 divided by 3 is 25. All right, so we're going to do, that's a plus, right? Plus 25. And then, again, our m squared anything divided by itself is a 1, okay? So I think we're good there. So 3m squared times m squared plus 25. All right, so we want to check that. Y'all, we want to check that. You can check it by using true, false. Remember, you can do put a value in for m, put a 3 in there, 3 control, store 3 control variable, m, enter, and then set this equal to this. Do you remember how to do that? Remember, I have a video on that. And so we have 3m squared times 3m squared plus 25, or you can graph them. Well, you can graph, but you would have to graph it as 3x to the 4th plus 75x squared, and then also graph this one as 3x squared times x squared plus 25. You have to graph those on top of each other and see if they match. That might be hard to see. You might want to do the true false, okay? If we have time, we'll come back and do that one, okay? All right. So what I want you to do, you know what, let's do it. See if you remember how to do true false. Let's do that. Let's do this, okay. Let's see, it was 3 control variable. It was an m, right? Okay. I hit enter. All right, and it was 3m raised to the 4th power. Arrow over. Let's see, what was it? Plus 75m squared. Okay. Remember, our m's are bolded, so that's a good thing. Equals, and our answer was 3m squared times m squared plus 25, right? All right, hopefully this is true. It does. That's a good thing. All right, good. All right, so we had time for that. That's awesome. All right, true, false. You can use true, false and check that. Says it's true. That's good. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to try these two, and I will freeze the video. Come back whenever you're finished, and we'll talk about them. Okay, y'all. So we have 4x squared minus 64. You can divide both of those by 4. That's the greatest common factor. When you do, 4 divided by 4 is usually that 1, right? All right, and so we're left with x squared. X squared comes down and goes inside the parentheses. We divided by 4, so it goes outside the parentheses. Negative 64 divided by 4 on our calculator, negative 64 divided by 4 is negative 16. So that comes down here. To check that in my calculator, I ran true, false. I gave 3, x a value of 3. I did 3, control, variable, x, enter. And then I ran true, false, and it told me that 4x squared minus 64 was equal to 4 times x squared minus 16. Okay, and then x to the 8th power minus 5x to the 5th power. If you remember, this is, if I expanded this, this would be x times itself 8 times, right? Okay, I'm not going to write all of them out, but that's what it would be. And so if you think about it that way, you have 8 of those, and then over here you have 5 of them, right? So if I subtracted 5 here, I could subtract 5 here. So if I take out 5 here and 5 here, that's my greatest common factor. So I pulled that out, took that out, and then you think about your division rules as far as exponents are concerned. So 8 minus 5 gives you the 3. All right, 8 minus 5 gives you the 3. X to the 5th over x to the 5th is just your big 1, and so you're just left with a minus 5. All right, y'all, that's it on the factoring binomials. That's your take out, factor out. That's the opposite of your distribution. See, if you were to take this and you distributed it, you would get right back to this. That's the opposite of distribution. All right, so the next lesson is difference of squares. So be ready for that video. It's the last one on factoring. All right, y'all. See you in a sec.